What is the most underrated Pokemon game? You probably already have that answer in your head. Pokemon Sapphire, Pokemon Ranger, Pokemon Dungeon. I'm sorry to inform you, but you guys are all wrong! The answer itself doesn't even have Pokemon in the name. Allow me to introduce you guys to Pokken Tournament, a video game that brings the premise of Tekken and Mortal Kombat and replaces the humans, or humanoids, with Pokemon. It's kind of self-explanatory. I know what you're all thinking. I know. Wizzy, what the fuck? Relax. I'll be going over all of the reasons and even its history in this video if you just let me. So sit back, listen, and enjoy the video. Pokemon, the most popular and most successful media franchise ever, with a total revenue of $98.9 billion. There's not a single soul that doesn't know what Pokemon is. With what just started off as a simple little RPG game led to having their own anime, their own manga, their own trading card game, and we can't forget about the Pokemon stationery products. For the most part, all of the Pokemon games have either been really good or there's never really a bad game, it's just picky people. Now, if you were to ask me what my favorite generation is, I would without a doubt say the 7th generation, which is the Alolan region. However, that doesn't change the fact that Pokken Tournament is probably the most underrated in the Pokemon series. Now, if we're talking about mainline games, then statistically speaking, that would be Black and White. However, Black and White sold over 15 million units, while Pokken Tournament only sold 1 million copies worldwide. You're probably thinking, well, Wizzy, 1 million is a big number. Not if it's being compared to other titles, and quite frankly, any other video games in general. That begs the question, why is it so underrated? Well, allow me to explain. Pokken Tournament released on the 16th of July in 2016. During this time, the Wii U was the console that Nintendo put all of their big titles on, such as Smash Bros, Mario Kart, Wind Waker HD, and even introducing a new title to the mix, Splatoon. That being said, them releasing Pokemon Tournament on the Wii U was something that definitely affected the initial launch of the game, tremendously, because the Wii U itself was already having a tough time getting sales. So imagine how hard it was for Pokken Tournament to get sales as well. Now, only 13.56 million units for the Wii U were sold, me being one of them, and 1 million units of Pokken Tournament were sold, also me being one of them. To summarize, the point is that the initial launch was the problem. However, that wasn't its only problem, which brings me to my other reason. The online gameplay / feature was really bad. You wouldn't be able to get through a game without lagging or frame dropping at least once. And who knows, maybe your online experience was different from mine, but I don't really think that's the case because upon doing more research about the sales and the causes and etc., I found out that it has something to do with something called netcode, which is basically what's responsible for how we all play online games today. But that in itself is a huge rabbit hole, and I'd rather not get into it because, quite frankly, I don't know much about programming and coding, so, you know. But all bullshit aside, you're probably wondering, but Wizzy, how does this correlate to the game being underrated or anything to do with the sales? Well, the answer's kinda simple. Usually, influencers would play the game and would hop on the online feature and would most likely see how it works. One that I think definitely had an effect on it was IGN. If you don't know about IGN is probably one of the worst channels for video game reviews, mainly because of their biased opinions and just lack of common sense during the reviews. Over the years, they grew this kind of reputation of not being trustworthy, and they were really the only type of exposure this game had, so it obviously kind of fucked Game Freak over. And yeah, they gave the game a 8 out of 10, but my point still stands. So now what? We've reached the end of the video, and you've all heard my reasons on why I think Pokken Tournament is the most underrated game title. Now, if you still think Pokken isn't the most underrated game, and you feel that you need to call me an idiot or a moron, go right ahead in the comments. You weren't the first, and you definitely won't be the last. With all that out of the way, I wanted to give my subscribers some news. I don't know if it's good or not, but it's news nonetheless. I plan on doing videos like these from now on. At least for right now. For most of my time on YouTube, I've always been doing gaming videos, and while I don't plan on stopping, my schedule is kind of limited. And I think that these type of documentaries slash commentary videos, or whatever you want to call these type of videos, are probably one of the most easiest videos for me to use or to edit. With that being said, I won't be posting gaming videos until midway into 2025, so around May or June, August being the latest. With that being said, I wanted to thank every single one of you guys for sticking with me to the end of this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this, because there are going to be plenty more of these type of videos to come. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So yeah.